Welcome to my review of the 2025 Jedi Bob Starfighter, set number 75388. I don't think anyone was expecting this set to come out. Jedi Bob, a miscellaneous LEGO Star Wars character we saw in a Republic gunship almost 2 decades ago, which I just think is crazy. This is of course from the recent series Rebuild the Galaxy, which I know isn't exactly the most popular, but lets us see sets like this. Box art from the set is actually from a revised, Geonosis, which is where Jedi Bob was originally seen, because in the show they make Geonosis grass instead of desert, which odd choice, but yeah. It's got this miscolored box art, which I don't really like, but that's just how Rebuild the Galaxy does it. We can have a look at the minifigures, but we'll explore them later. Side art, there isn't much. Back of the box, you can see how we can store some banana and blue milk. I'll explore that later, of course, in the Starfighter. Not much else to see. You can see the spring-loaded shoes. Unfortunately, they are not very well hidden in the set. They've done better when hiding them, unfortunately. And some design on the side. Anyway, let's get the set open. Starting off here by looking at the minifigures, we first of all have the Akbar Trooper, which I think is a very odd inclusion in the set. An Akbar clone trooper. It of course has the same clone trooper armor, as you can see here. Of course missing the helmet, which I honestly think is pretty sad. I don't know why we need an Akbar head on this. I would have much preferred some random clone, who I think everyone would have appreciated adding to a clone army. Instead we get Akbar as a clone. I don't really care for it. Of course comes with the standard blaster. Not much to say about it. No new pieces, just a combination, which is Rebuild the Galaxy like. So I'm not complaining too much, but I would have preferred seeing something a little bit, I don't know, normal. Next up here we have a Gonk droid, which I think is pretty cool, including the minifig count. I know they haven't always done that, but it's just your basic Gonk droid. It's very blue. You've got some sand blue, grey, dark blue, some feet. Not much to really say about it. A little antenna piece. But yeah, it's your Gonk droid. Not much to really say about her Gonk droid in the end. And finally, the minifigure everyone has been looking forward to, Jedi Bob. He's very cool. He's very similar to his old look, of course, with the yellow skin. Piece of LEGO Star Wars history. He is a bit different, of course. He does have 2 face prints here. A more happier side there. A reddish brown scheme with the cape, pants, and hood all being that, besides the shirt, which is grey. It's a bit dirty, same as the beard's a bit scruffy. Trying to make him look older, I guess, which is cool. Basic green lightsaber. He's not very different to his old look, of course, but in the end, it's Jedi Bob. He's really cool to have, once again, in LEGO Star Wars. Now let's take a look at the build. And here we have it in all its glory, Jedi Bob's Starfighter. I'm pretty sure this exact model is an Interceptor, which we have seen a couple times in LEGO Star Wars. However, each time they look different. Recent Obi-Wan Starfighter, which I don't have on me unfortunately, is similar, but it has fixed the issue of gaps in between the wings, which are fixed with these little pieces that go out, which I think is a very nice inclusion and fixes that issue very nicely. The color scheme is also very unique. It's like Plo Koon's, which has the stripes, which I think is a very nice look. It's very sleek looking, very fast looking, because red, of course. And to take a look at that first feature, which I was mentioning earlier, opening this little bay here, we can see some blue milk, which isn't printed, unfortunately, and a banana. I don't know why you would want that, but that is an inclusion. It doesn't come with an astromech, which is unfortunate because most Starfighters, Jedi Starfighters at least, come with astromechs, but not this one, which is an odd choice, but we get Gonk droid instead, so I guess that's pretty cool. Is of course like that Clone Wars TV series. It has these big turbo engines at the front, which I'm not personally a fan of. However, it definitely isn't as bad as I was expecting. It has a landing gear at the bottom, which can be folded up like this. It doesn't really change much because these engines in the front kind of hold it up single-handedly. But for kids, it's a cool feature to have you be able to take off. Of course, on the bottom, we have a spot for Jedi Bob's lightsaber, which every set in LEGO Star Wars has since the beginning of time. The engines on the back here are also a pretty different design. It has the 3 engines here. Alright. It also has this landing piece, which is a bit fat. I don't really overly like it, but not much else you can do to make it stable. We of course have the cannons on the side here, which I think are very nice. We don't really see for interceptors these big cannons on the side. I actually am a fan of them. It might be good to take this off and replace the Arc 170 with these cannons, because they're so much bigger and better, because the Arc 170 recently had terrible cannons. Of course, we have the usual flick fire missiles here, which I have keep setting off, which is very annoying. I'll show you them there. It's what you would expect. So on both sides. Taking a look at the cockpit area, we have a little spot for Jedi Bob to sit in. I'll just slot him in here. His cape might get in the way, but I think he'll be okay. Not really, but here we have Jedi Bob and his thing. You can barely see him because it is very tinted. That's fine. A little headrest for him, which is a stud, which I think's an odd inclusion, but oh well. There were a lot of stickers of the set, which I did not like. They were very stressful. We have one here, some on the other side, some here, and there. Just so many stickers for such a small set, which I noticed the Sith Infiltrator from the previous year had none, and it was around the same size. I just think LEGO needs to minimize on the stickers a bit more, or at least print the pieces. Now, while none of us were expecting a set like this, I think it's all appreciated. Jedi Bob, someone we have not seen in LEGO Star Wars for such a long time, a unique character for us fans. Beyond that, however, the minifigure selection is a bit weak, having an Akbar Trooper and a Gong Droid. However, the Jedi Bob is very nice to get finally after so many years. The Starfighter is as well a very nice inclusion. I love its uniqueness, and if you haven't seen the Plo Koon's alternative Starfighter build, it does require a set, so I think I might make a video on that very, very soon. Anyways, I'll just like to say thank you for watching today's video. The weekly uploads are still coming, don't worry. And I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Very different to this actually. It has big gaps. These what are they called? Stud shooters? No. Flick fire missiles. Okay. In previous years, they changed the look of the friggin' laser shooters, man. The engine. Oh my gosh, okay. Grab that.